Hey, welcome, folks, to another edition of Housecoat Chat. I believe it's number 18. That's what I tagged the title as for the film. And, anyways, folks, all I have to say is hello, good vibes to everyone, and most importantly, let's breathe, right? Have a sip of coffee, do whatever. Yes, I'm still in my house coat. It is 2:40 in the afternoon in BC, British Columbia. It's broadcasting from Vanderhoof, British Columbia, the geographical heart of British Columbia. Look it up, folks. Wonderful place, wonderful place. We have lots of birds here. And, well, where do I start, right, folks? Where do I start? Well, let's start with Jagmeet Singh. I know I've been trying to say I don't want to get the show political, but this is my leaning, this is my mind, this is my soul, and I guess I got to get it out. Jagmeet Singh today says he is tired of seeing white men failing upwards. Idiotic statement, a moronic statement, and a gaslighting statement, and most of all, for the person he's keeping in power, Justin Trudeau. Jagmeet, the man who cuddles Justin's balls and gently strokes the shaft while complaining to Justin at the same time that it's a little rough and short. I know, what an image. I don't want to keep that image in my mind. And yes, I'm trying to be funny. If you laugh, great. If you didn't, groan, whatever. It don't matter. But this man says too many white old men fail upwards. And he is propping up Justin Trudeau for the upkeep time on a non-confidence vote. He says one thing and then does another. He says one thing here, says another thing over here, and I'm going to be as kind as possible when I reference Jagmeet to the old god Janus, who had two faces. Yes, Janus. You are Janus Singh, and it's a shame that you do what you do, Mr. Singh, gaslighting Canadians once again by saying nobody in the House of Commons voted to permanently remove the GST like we demanded. You are an opposition party. You have a chance to dethrone the government and change things for the better. You could have worked with the conservatives on a whole host of ideas to get things done, but it never happened. Why? A couple of things come to my mind. Young Global Leader Program, Carl Schwab, WEF, and your upbringing, Mr. Jagmeet. You have a luxurious upbringing, according to what I've read in profiles of you. High school in Beverly Hills? Really? Wow. Nice car you got out of the other day, Maserati. Could be your wife's, your company, one of your things. Anyways, you're playing a sleight of hand and your optics does not look good. Especially when I see you riding a bike for 2 blocks only to have your servant walk it back to your vehicle to be put back inside the vehicle. You're a joke, a shell, a sellout. There are so many words that I could describe for you that I'm only trying to be polite. But Jagmeet, you and all aspects of things when it comes to the political landscape, if I were to use a word, and I'm going to apologize to all the bottoms that are bottoms in the alphabet community. And I don't mean it in any derogatory way because you obviously love doing what you're doing and you love who you love. So that's fine. But Jagmeet, you are a bottom boy of politics. You are constantly taking it from Klaus and Justin and whoever else is informing you to do what you do while the rest of Canada suffers. And you know what? I am looking at my time and I'm like talking a little too long about Jagmeet, and I would like to talk about other things. How about the fact that in Germany, a woman is going to go to prison longer for the guy that groped, molested, and sexually assaulted her, and she, according to the newspaper article, accidentally stabbed the perpetrator. She's going to get more jail time for trying to defend herself from unwanted attention. than the person that actually went about and did it. And it goes back to the stories that I've been hearing in Canada and our soft on crime. And I mean it. We are really soft on crime. Are we? You are not a true justice minister. You are a narrative, ideological driven person who wants to install censorship through Bill C 63 under the guise of Child Online Harms Reduction Act. Well, sounds great. Sounds great, but it is not. And I want people to remember this and really open your eyes and ears and listen to what I'm about to say. Just before the introduction of the Online Harm Act, I'm going to have a bit of a coffee here because it's going to blow your mind. Sorry about that. I don't mean to make extra noises, but I'm learning as I go, and hopefully the volume and the level and everything is good. But before the law was being introduced into the House of Commons, Bill C 63, we had an online child luring law on the books already, with the RCMP in active investigation on people luring children online for exploitation. That's the word I will use. You get my drift of what kind of people there may be. MAP is the new acronym. If you know what that stands for, off planet you go. Those people that are MAP, not you for understanding the acronym. So you take a law that was protecting children online. The RCMP are investigating. You kill the law. RCMP investigation stopped. Stopped. Done. They have to stop. Quit. No, no more. The child luring is continuing to this day. Now, has anybody or any of you listeners out there have actually read what's in Bill C-63? How many people have you heard of Greg Wycliffe? SaveFreeSpeech.ca, I believe. I wish I could post things up. I will get to that. I'm a procrastinator. And you know what? Technology and myself right now aren't getting along. And it's me that has the issue, not technology. And I will get better. But these laws are being struck down, replaced with vaguely worded words in these bills to give to unelected bureaucrats to decide what is inappropriate online and what is not inappropriate online, and to determine words being used or sayings, expressions, anything that can be used online. Yesterday, we had two, I guess, government funded people stand before the committee and basically give us an indoctrination and narrative of what is all wrong with their landscape on the internet, basically, with national security and something else. But it is amazing to me that somebody as such as Rachel Gilmore is trying to connect the Freedom Convoy and the invasion of Ukraine. I'm just wondering how this happened because meanwhile, there'd be Putin sitting there. Oh, what's going on in the world today? Seems rather slow. Let's go check on Canada. What's going on there? Oh, look, there's a trucker protest going on in Ottawa. They got bouncy castles, Connect Four, guys are cleaning up the memorial, people are feeding the homeless. Oh, but look, there was a Nazi flag, but the people chased it away. Oh, that's a good Canadian thing. But you know what? Now that I saw this, I think it's a good time to invade Ukraine. That is such shallow thinking. And Rachel Gilmore, if you ever catch this, I just want a coffee with you to see how you think, where you come up with your ideas, and how you draw your conclusions. That's all. I just want to have an understanding of where you got this because I don't see how you make the connection and how it works. I cannot honestly think that Putin decided to invade Ukraine based on a few truckers sitting in Ottawa for a couple of weeks partying and trying to say no to the vaccine passport mandate. And as if you see more and more of the stuff coming out, COVID was a scam. I hate to say it, a sham and everything else. And I might get flagged on YouTube, whatever. Well, that's my opinion. And I've looked and researched and checked things out. I've done the CDC website. I've read Pfizer. I've read Moderna. I've listened to Dr. Malone. I've listened to a whole host of doctors, and my conclusions are my own. And yes, I think COVID thing was a scam, and it was made in a lab. You know what? And when they finally come to the evidence and truth of that, I hope it will become truthful. As I talk about things that are being truthful, history is not what we think it is. And I think more of us need to go down the rabbit hole and enjoy history for what it may be. And we may not like it. But what we learned in high school and what we learned in college and a few other things is not exactly what it is, right? Because history is written by the victor and a host of other things, and people that wanting to control the narrative to make sure that their side of the truth is always there, right? I mean, I've been watching the last of Europa. I have not seen anything relatively anti-Semitic about it. Yes, there's a lot of reference to the certain religious group and how much they were involved in a lot of things in Germany at the time, but I'm not going to elaborate too much. If you have not seen The Last of Europa, it's a 10-part documentary. I highly recommend it for your consumption and for your comprehension and for you to understand what they're trying to say and then think about history. That's what all I am saying. The truth hurts, and sometimes it's a bitch, and it's fickle. Yeah, oh, yeah. So the Bill C-63, Greg Wycliffe, save free speech, please, people. Greg Wycliffe is on X. He is on YouTube. He is a Canadian blue collar type dude, basically. I'm not affiliated with him. I just believe in what he has to say about free speech. I am not in 100% in agreement with him on everything, which I posted on his YouTube page. And I do hope he succeeds with his documentary. I've donated to help him make the documentary. Why? Because I believe in free speech. And so should you. Everybody here should be able to hear the words of everybody else. If you don't like what somebody is saying, you can mute them. But we should not be cutting the tongues out of people to be fearful of what they have to say. You know, let them speak, right? And how do you judge hate? How do you regulate hate? There is, I could hate a person with passion, hate him till the day I die. But did I do anything to that person? Did I harm him in any way? No, if I just hated him, it doesn't mean I harmed him. It just means I dislike him. Now, if I were to threaten him, belittle him, and constantly try and put him down after this person says, hey, enough, I get it, you don't like me, move on. And if I continue, then it's me that has the problem. This world has billions upon billions of people. There is no way to make everybody like everybody and force everybody to get along. There is going to be some segregation of people in this world expanding throughout time. There's nothing that we can do to change that. The only way that it's going to get changed, if you think it might get better, and I really hate to say it, but it is the so called post national state dystopian utopia that the neoliberal world order wants us to have. You look at Europe, the European Union is slowly trying to erase all of the different countries' heritages, cultures, languages. Yes, they are. They don't want Germany to be called Germany anymore. They don't want Germans to be German. They don't want Belgium to be Belgium, France to be France. Why do you think there's such a mass influx of immigration into these countries? They're trying to change the identity of the country. These are the tall foreheads, the ivory tower people that I like talking about. And these people need to stop, and we need to make them stop because it is us, the people, that really truly run this world, not the ivory tower people, not the likes of Bill Gates who thinks India is a playground for its vaccine programs. You know that that's just disgusting if you hear him how he says it, talks about it, and everything else. It is not good language. And I don't think he's aware of that. And why do you think India kicked out Bill Gates' medical foundation thing out of India? A story you should look up, folks. It's rather tragic. And I do know medicine is trying to save lives, and there's vaccine research, there's medical research, always continuously going on. But meanwhile, I think medicine has a problem when they say, well, this is coffee and it's not good for you. But if we add 752 chemicals to it, we can make the coffee good for you. But you now have 757 side effects. But now coffee's good. But now you have 757, side effects. Is it good? No. It's just like ozemic. If I said it right, osmanic, however you want to say that wonderful diabetic drug. It is causing muscle loss, sunken faces, a host of other issues. Once you're on it, you almost have to stay on it for the rest of your life. I mean, I'm not an expert on any of these subjects. I am not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a plumber. I'm just a dude in a housecoat who enjoys researching and looking things up. And by no means should you ever actually follow through with whatever I have to say without doing your own research. All right. And that is the truth. If I were to tell you that rubbing a banana peel on your head will regrow your hair, how many people are you gonna how many people are gonna do that? I've always wanted to try that. I was gonna make a video one time. I was gonna shave my head. And I'm like, are you suffering from male pattern baldness? Well, I have the horseshoe thing here. And then I would grab up like banana peel, maybe like rub cinnamon and turmeric on the banana peel. Every day I'll wipe this on my head. And then, slowly my hair grows back. Can you imagine can you imagine the amount of people that would be trying the same thing I did? But let's make it worse. Let's pretend that I said, "Yeah, I had to add dog poop, right? Somehow I make, fake dog poo and rub it on my head. Because I would never put real poo on my head. But I can imagine what people might do. They would take a dog shit and rub it on their head, hoping to think that they're growing hair. Right? I mean, the internet is a wild place. It's been wild since the days it started. And if they truly wanted to do reform on the internet and social media, they should have started on day one, right? They should have made social media age restricted before it even became a thing. But the powers that be and the governments and the industry, they saw potential and they also saw dollar signs. That is the biggest driver force behind social media, really, if you think about it. So, yes, I think they missed the boat many, many years ago on trying to regulate the internet. And now they're trying to clamp down on it with the draconian measures. Excuse me. Ooh, I have health issues. There's so many things kind of going on, and I don't mean to be rude, disgusting, or whatever. But yes, all I could say is the world needs to change and it needs to change for the better, but controlling the internet and trying to make it so that we have less information given to us publicly through the advancements of the internet. I do not want to control the internet. I like my how do I put it? My X feed is completely open. Sometimes I see things that make me want to bleach my eyes. Yes, but you know what? It's there, it's open, and I'm willing to accept whatever images are sent my way, such as the Syrian images that have come out recently. And I don't think many of the mainstream media actually posted out the atrocities that are happening there. The Christian people are now being they're gonna get slaughtered. I hate to say it. The women are gonna be wearing the hijabs and everything else. And the world's like, oh, look, Assad's gone. It's a better place. Well, you know what? I don't know a whole lot about Syria other than that. Too many countries are within that country trying to hold on to that country, right? You have the Americans, you have the Russians, you have Israelis. Yeah, I do believe the French and British are in there somehow as well. Too many people got their fingers in the Syrian pie. And look where Syria is now. It is now a gaping hole in the Middle East, kind of like what happened to Libya, but worse, because I don't think we destroyed Libya's military after Libya fell. Correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody's destroyed the MiGs, the Navy, like the Syrian army has just got destroyed because Syria, like some of the images that I've seen were the uniforms of the Syrian men and women that were in the military. Pretty sure it was mostly men, but they left their uniforms and guns at the border and tried to flee. Those that were left behind, well, war is war, and however it goes over there, thankfully, thankfully, I'm a Canadian and I live over here in a decent part of the world in a small community in the middle of nowhere. And hopefully, never have to see any of that in my lifetime. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. And speaking of this little flag here, and some people may notice, am I a supporter of the Eglon? I am a person who loves Philip and likes the words of Jeremy Mackenzie. I have read the book by Derek Grant, his meme comp, I believe it's called. Great book. And guess what? Not 1 ounce of race baiting, white supremacy, or we are better than the rest in that book. Meon Comp by Derek Grant is a good read, and I recommend it. And as far as the Diagolon boys, they got mentioned in the House of Commons again. Jesus, the RCMP, Hate Gate by Karima Diasiad. I hope I said the last name correctly. Hate Gate is a wonderful, wonderful read. I highly recommend checking it out. And yes, folks, I'm at the 20-minute mark. It's been a long time since I made a video about this long. And all I can say is the world's a crazy place. Enjoy your coffees. Take it easy. Remember, it's positive vibes, folks. Just try and keep positive. Keep it out there. I want to share with you. If you have a pet in your life, go hug them. If you don't have a pet in your life, please adopt. Go to a shelter, rehome a pet, do whatever. Make somebody's furball heart beat a little happier. Thank you all. Take care and have a good day.